All right, the problems in our public housing system are well documented. So, to ease the crisis, a radical plan is being proposed to get families off the waiting lists. Some long-time residents are being asked to share their homes or downsize.
I absolutely value it, and it's my home.
For 64 days we've been living out of bags and boxes.
We grew up there, so there's a lot of memories.
14 years, it did say.
14 years to get out.
We'll be dead by 14 years.
I don't want to share it with anyone else.
The two sides of what is a desperate situation. Those public housing tenants who want to hold on to what they call their family homes.
I don't want to go anywhere. I just don't.
And those without a home at all, desperate for somewhere to live.
I asked about the crisis housing and she said, well, that could take 2 to 3 years.
Public housing is at breaking point. Quite simply, there are long waiting lists and a shortage of houses.
There are 31,000 Queensland families on our waiting list. 10,000 of those families are technically homeless.
Queensland is now talking tough, this week issuing this letter which has sent shockwaves through the public housing community.
I was furious.
I couldn't believe it that it was actually on paper and they were asking us to do that.
What do they want us to do?
Neighbours Karen, Val and Bev have lived in their public housing homes for decades. Val lives alone in a 3-bedroom house, which means there are 2 bedrooms going begging. Bev shares her 4-bedroom house with her 1 adult son, again 2 spare bedrooms. It's the same story at Karen's house, where she lives with her invalid brother in a 4-bedroom home. Those excess bedrooms have now become a problem, says new Housing Minister Dr Bruce Flegg.
We have around 25,000 bedrooms that are unoccupied in public housing in Queensland. We're housing very few of the people off the waiting list. We can't allow that to continue.
If it's individuals, I think they should be in smaller places and let families have bigger houses.
There's a lot of public housing not being used efficiently.
Because why do you need a big house if there's only one of you?
Val, Bev and Karen received their letter this week, which gives them 3 possible options. 1, volunteer to share their house with others.
Well, would you like a stranger coming into your house and just taking over?
2, pay more to keep living in the same house.
If they ask us to pay more, we're going to be below the poverty line.
Or 3, downsize to a property with less bedrooms.
Who's going to help me shift? Who's going to help me sell all my things?
Bedrooms are made for people, you know, and the more bedrooms in a house, the more people you can fit in.
I think it's fair. It is public housing. So, you know, you've got to take what you get.
I understand that, particularly among the elderly, there might be some concern. I think it is much fairer to tell people up front what we are proposing to do.
But what about the people on the other side of the debate? The single mums living with kids in cramped conditions.
The department has told us we have until Friday, and then that's all the assistance they'll give us in the temporary housing.
Jenny was going through dialysis on the waiting list for a house and a kidney as she lived out of her car. In her desperate situation, sharing a public housing roof would have been a blessing.
I've already been a strong person, worked all my life, raised my daughters on my own.
And you seem,
now I'm here.
You seem like quite a proud person as well. It must be very difficult to be in a situation like this.
It is, it's embarrassing. So I've lost everything.
Even if Val moved to a smaller house or Bev paid more rent or Karen shared her house with others, there would still be a waiting list and a shortfall in properties.
It would break my heart to have to leave here. It really, really would.
It isn't just bricks and mortar for us. It's a home. It's our life.
Well, I just want to stay at home and be with my cat.
And all those public housing residents have until the 30th of June to express their views on those proposals.